So I wanted to talk about a little and not so little aspect of what rises when we are squeezed. And so much of what I speak to comes out of the experience and the revelations that came from the dark night. Just a squeeze that was so squeezy that when I came through it, I felt like I was being prepared to face anything. After that squeeze, childbirth felt like nothing. Other pains and things I've been asked to meet pale in comparison. And one of the things that rose then, that I see rising in many people, and this rises with anything that looks a little scary or doomy, is this small voice, sometimes a freaked out, very loud voice, I call, "What will become of me? What will become of me?" And if you recognize this voice in your own experience, let that one be noticed in you. The vulnerable child, the tiny animal, the unprotected one. It's not sure it will have ground and protection. What will become of me? And if that's overwhelming, please put your attention on whatever soothes. And for those of you who can allow that to play, we want to be really careful and tender with the places that are traumatized, not go in too deep. But see if you can hold that one in your lap. You can give it a kind of a personification, little furry puppy, a small child. What will become of me? Is there ground? Is there protection? Is there supply? Is there love? Will I be okay? Will I be okay is another name for this place. What will become of me? And let's let those small children, those ones that cry out in bewilderment or shock, fear, desperation, what will become of me? Let's let them sit in the lap of love. You might feel your straight spine, the top of your head falling open, your body growing roots into the sturdy earth. And notice the quiet around you, the harmlessness around you. All of this holding the tiny ones that say, what will become of me? And let them not know. Let them be here with their cry, what will become of me? As we hold them together, sweet young ones. We are trained to have one big tool in our toolbox called the mind and the will. Our culture teaches us to hurl the mind and the will at everything that challenges us. And most of us have realized that that tool has a limited efficacy, especially to any matters that involve a creature. And fear is the creature's domain. And there can be a form of what we call spiritual. We can call it spiritual bypassing. We can also call it the application of spiritual concepts. That does very little. And yet we do this to ourselves and we do it to other people. When we get touched, by their fear rising, much of what we call helping is just people's attempts to handle their fear by controlling another's fear. So just to stop and acknowledge that this, what will become of me, this young one, this place that rises, is old, is historic. And its deeper question for some of us, the will I be okay? The deeper question is, am I okay? Because generally, if we're asking, will I be okay? We are out of touch with our okayness in the moment. And by okayness, I mean so many things. And our okayness can be on a lot of different levels. Am I currently being pulled apart by wolves? Are my limbs attached to my body? Am I breathing? Is my heart beating? Do I have enough food? Can I get some food? There are lots of levels of okayness. But the point is that when we are out into the distance, wondering if we will be okay, we are off of, away from, unconscious to, not taking into account the okayness that is supplied by the present moment. Some of us carry a level of trauma that makes it very difficult to open to and access the resources of the moment. And for those of you who carry that level of overwhelm, or that level of overwhelm is touched, the wisdom of trauma resolution, I just keep sort of pointing everyone there, because I'm not an expert. I've studied it enough to be conversant in it and to know enough to send you to trauma resolution, trauma education. Fear is a creature issue and must be dealt with at the level of the creature. The mind can, as I've said before, look at a stick and see it's a stick and not a snake. And so the mind is useful to that degree. When the fear rises and we say, oh gosh, I may not have enough food to eat, it's nice to go and see that we have enough food to eat right now. The mind can be useful in things like that. But the fear that drives those thoughts is beyond thought. And it has nothing to do really with the present, except that the circumstances of the present are triggering enough of the past to flood us with the feeling response we have yet to digest from the past. What will become of me underneath it? Am I okay? Will I be okay? And then backing up into, am I okay? So this is the first order of business. The Dharma bell being the worrying mind, the freaking racing mind that is trying to connect, to collect enough nuts to feel safe for the winter, because it thinks that that's the only way to reassure the system, because it, in its unconsciousness, actually thinks that the danger is present and that it must figure out the solution to the danger. That's generally delusional. And so to come back from, will I be okay, to am I okay, and then let the creature of the body start to imbibe any sign of okayness. The solution to our imagined futures is the tending of now. The resourcing of now. The grounding in now. The realization that we live on earth where we are asked to face things, where The conditions never stay perfect for long, even if they line up for a moment, where things get sick and things die, and we will too. We are here on earth, and the will I be okay, which relates to the am I okay, is also a question of our capacity to meet whatever comes. And we are asked, one moment after another, rolling into the next moment, as the furniture moves in and out of this hall of now, we are continually asked, to the best of our ability, to meet this, and to meet this, and to meet this. And the best preparation for meeting anything, the best that we can do to build our capacity to meet anything, is to meet this right now. The unknown is simply filled with chances to meet things. And so I have a phrase I give people called, so far so good. So far so good. I'm breathing. There's ground. There's breath. There's full belly. If there isn't full belly, I need to find food. This is the game we came to Earth for. We came to Earth for a game of having our divinity, the embodiment of our divinity, tested and developed by one moment after another, like a boot camp, like a video game. One moment after another, can we meet this? And our resources to meet this are so varied and so much, in a way, the invitation of our embodiment and development. So to soften the body enough to take in the tremendous solidness and support of earth implies a whole piece of embodiment, whether that's through grieving, various forms of healing, Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, grounding practice, softening open, healing what our root carries, etc. Reclaiming the whole gift that is offered in the moment. We came for this game. We came for this game. We came as light beings to play in the land of ground and flesh, limitation and sickness and death and fear and challenge and self-esteem issues and eating disorders and numbness and all the challenges that we've been given. We came for this game, and this game is the wedding of heaven and earth, the wedding of divinity and such crawly, humbly, creaturey immediacy. So I want to invite you, when what will become of me, will I be okay, when that is fueling the craziness in your head, it's a Dharma bell to return to, first off, holding that one, just noticing as best you can that that is an aspect. It may have taken over your vehicle in a hostile takeover, but that is an aspect of creature, not the whole story, and to call on whatever resources you can call on. And then to realize that underneath that is, am I okay? And now we get to do whatever we know how to do to access the simple signs of okayness, whatever it is that we have access to, and to build our capacity to access the things that are all around us that we might not be able to access when the hostile takeover is happening. And again, trauma resolution. And to slowly wean ourselves off of looking into distances. Because looking into distances, as Rumi says, is not for human beings. Looking into distances to attempt to control the uncontrollable just exacerbates our terror. To return our attention here, this moment, just what we are asked to meet here. And sometimes that looks like soothing to the best of our capacity. Sometimes that looks like taking care of just some little thing in the present. And I want to say that the exercise of agency, any kind of agency, cleaning your room, arranging spices, noticing that you can get up and walk, anything that exercises the agency of the creature in the moment now, strengthens the creature's capacity to feel capable of meeting. And so even if there is nothing that you can control about the future, you can give the creature that is starved for a sense of agency a little exercise. And that can be very soothing, to take one small constructive step towards something, even things that don't lead anywhere, but just let you exercise that agency. We are dealing with so many levels of our being, and we tend to squish them all together in a kind of a pureed soup, thus obscuring the land of creature, the land of human heart, the land of divinity. And each of these realms requires its due. And so sometimes we can do things that are just purely at the level of creature to heal and develop the creature level of us, which helps us to prepare our vehicle to be able to be here, as the Dene people say, in a good way. We need all the levels of our being. So right now, I would just invite you, we can even start with, in a way, plant some holy writings talk about how everything exists in the human being, all the levels, the level of plant, level of growing roots into the ground, of still, silent uprightness, leaves unfurling, buds blooming, tulip of the head opening to the sun, and that sense of existence, simple existence at a plant level, at a barely moving level, but upright. And then we can say hello to the animal level, noticing weight, ground, breath, belly, the creatureiness of us, our hands like paws or claws, the corporeality of our bodies, the fleshiness of them, the movement of them that is so like creatures sitting as orangutan, sitting as cat, sitting as raptor. Each of these levels of our being wanting to be conscious, wanting to be known, wanting to be cleansed and healed, cleansed of falseness, healed, known, and integrated. And then human, the human heart, human consciousness, human unity, just at the level of the collective. Human smile, human curiosity, human communication. And then pure light, pure spirit, shining through the human, through the animal, through the plant, down into the earth, out through our limbs. We are magnificent, multi-leveled, all of it meant to be known by us. When the wisdom keepers say, know thyself, they're not just talking about the I am. They're talking about every single level that consciousness can know, that can be integrated, that can be penetrated by the light of spirit, so that we become shining plants, shining, soothed, purring animals, kind humans, lit. I had the feel to read to you from the Book of Sofia. Here it is. This is a book that I did when my daughter was 8, because I recorded the things that she said or sang up until then, and they had some amazing wisdom to them, and I wanted to read a few that actually apply to what I'm speaking to. But first I wanted to show you that I love this book because it has the best rendition ever done through photo or artwork of a portrait of myself. And there's my girl. That's me there with the pink, the dark pink dress. That just cracks me up every time. So she's 5 here. I love what you do. I love what you are. Between it is a song that never ends. Between it is something you never want to see. Ha ha, the dragon says. I love what I am. I love what you do, and I love what you are. But the stuff in the middle, go back to the pizza of love. I think I'll skip that one. I'll just read one more. Oh no, here. This is another 5. I have a secret. I brush my hair, my beautiful day. So, mother, I will say how pretty you look. We must take care of here. We must take care of here. We must take care of here. We must take care. I will lay down next to my sister. It seems every boy and girl must learn my secret. Then I will sit down, for my child sits next to me. I know it's my time. My days, everybody wants to see the place some people go to and some people have not. But the earth, I know my earth may touch. My earth may touch. My earth may touch. My earth may touch. It may be so simple. Simple. There is a magic. And finally, this one she's 4. Every day goes by and by for eternity. Every day you go past a lazy boy or a lazy girl. Love to be sound and love to be not. Who wants to be every day? For your love, for your love, for your love, for your love. For me, every day. You go past your loving things. You go past your loving self. Every day, you go past your love. Every day, I will help your love be true. I always want to say after that, we must take care of here. We must take care of here. We must take care of here.